creatures of the night. Well, or should I say morning, since it's early. Y'all, we had a really great episode of AEW Dynamite / Rampage. Had a great watch along last night that went past 7 hours. Had just an amazing time. So for those of y'all who stayed up that whole time with us, we had a really great time. I appreciate y'all very much. Now let's talk about wrestling. We had a really great episode. We had to wait until the NBA playoffs to be over because apparently basketball is more important than wrestling. I didn't get the memo. Now, we do start off with our champion, Swerve Strickland, who is giving us a promo because on Wednesday, he just came out and had a match. So this time we actually had a promo from him. Comes out with Prince Nana. Prince Nana, those aluminum foil pants he was wearing, take it back to 2005 and leave it there. It's not happening, especially not with that yellow shirt. Swerve Strickland had this beautiful jacket. Oh, I'm jealous. Anyway, he looks amazing. Absolutely amazing with that title on. I'm loving it. Now he does a promo and he addresses the whole situation with the Elite. And he goes on to say that what they did was a bitch-ass move. And I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, Swerve, because I prefer Swerve to be a heel. I thought he was, trying to be Captain America of this whole Elite versus AEW thing. But then he brushed it off and started talking about how he made sacrifices to be AEW champion, including sacrificing his time where his daughter is like, she doesn't even know who the fuck he is. And I felt a lot of sympathy for that because I could understand. However, he's saying with him being champion that one day he's going to look back and all these sacrifices he's made is going to look absolutely worth it. And I believe it. I definitely do believe it. Now he's talking about they're in this dynasty era and the person who's leading this dynasty is Swerve Strickland. But then here comes Claudio Castagnoli music hitting, and then he comes out with this nice cute suit on as always. He always look good in a suit. And he goes on to say, "You're on." And I'm just like, oh, did he call out somebody or something? Like nothing was said in terms of Swerve calling somebody out. Claudio just come out and pretty much gets his own title shot. Now, Swerve was going to say, oh, whose house? Then Claudio snatches the microphone and says, it's going to be mine. And I'm just like, well, I don't know who house this is, but y'all going to have to fix this out because both y'all names can't be on the papers. So figure it out. Now, throughout the night, we do have like literally recaps of something in between each match. They're pretty short, but something about that format felt a little bit different because it's not something they typically do in between every single match, which I thought was interesting. They did show the whole Tony Khan Elite fiasco, which was great. We had Nigel and Tony Schiavone on commentary, and I'm not going to lie, Tony Schiavone, you're annoying right now. I could use someone else on the booth. I don't want to hear you more than once a week. Now, first match of the night, we started off with trios action for the Unified Trios titles. We had the Bang Bang Gang versus Top Flight Action and Andretti. This was a really great trios match. And this was a tease for me in terms of, why didn't y'all just give the titles to Top Flight and Action Andretti? Like, what's the hold up here? But a match so good like this made me realize that, damn, the Bang Bang Gang, they're actually really, really great. And although they have done really nothing with these titles, I still feel like tonight they kind of showed like why they deserve to be holding on to those titles. But damn, Top Flight Action Andretti, like if Tony Khan is not seeing that these guys need to have the titles soon, I don't know what's going on here. If they're going to put the titles on these guys at any point, they're going to have to give them some more TV time. I want to hear more from them. Promos, give them some segments, something so people can, just not look at them in the ring and say, man, these boys are so good. But we want to know more about them. And I don't know, something about it where it's just like, maybe they're never going to win those titles. Bang Bang Gang obviously ends up retaining, but I want more from Top Flight in terms of outside the ring. This match was an excellent way to start off in terms of a match after a promo like that from Swerve. Now, after this, we do have a video from House of Black. House of Black, they're trying to get in the Cope Open. Y'all know that little thing that Adam Copeland does where people challenge him for the TNT title. Now, all three of them are saying that they want to be in it, but they're not going to say which one of them is going to be his opponent for the next Cope Open. He's just going to have to sit here and guess which one of these motherfuckers are going to be challenging him for the TNT title. Now, in my opinion, it's not Brody King. It's going to be Buddy Matthews. He already had a match with Brody King. It wasn't one-on-one, but technically it was. It was supposed to be a tag team match. However, Willow could not participate for majority of that match, so it was pretty much one-on-one with him with Brody King. We've already seen that. So it's going to be Buddy. They're going to cheese the whole with him and Malachi for the pay-per-view. If they don't do that and they give us Malachi versus Adam Copeland on a fucking Wednesday or a Saturday, I'm not going to be happy about it. That's a pay-per-view caliber match. So Buddy Matthews definitely going to be that person. And then later on, Double or Nothing, hopefully Adam Copeland with Malachi Black. That's what I want to see. Now, definitely what I would say maybe second best match for me out of the 3 hours from last night. Rey Fenix and Beast Mortos. Oh my God. Oh my God. That match was just absolutely amazing. Beast Mortos, what used to go by Black Taurus. So in case if y'all wondering who the hell that is, he got still a similar look to when he was going as Black Taurus, but he did to make some changes. This guy is just, oh my God. Rey Fenix, we haven't seen you in a while, but I'm not going to lie. Rey Fenix, as great as you look, Beast Mortos looked even better, 10 times better. Like everything he does with such precision is just damn near flawless, okay? And he whooped Rey's ass for a majority of this match, and I just hate it how, like, out of the blue, where it's just like a couple of minutes before the match is over, the babyface somehow with the spirit of John Cena just gets all the power, and they're able to end up picking the win with a roll-up of all things. Because it was like, at this point, after how you was getting your ass whooped for the whole match, there's nothing else you could have done other than by winning with a roll-up. So I wasn't happy about it. But then I thought about it and I was like, all right, it makes sense. You got your ass whooped the whole time. You wasn't going to beat him, pinning him or submitting him. He just was a big challenge for Rey, who we have not seen in a few months. I can't remember what type of injury he had, but he's back and he looked absolutely great. But Beast Mortos absolutely showed up and showed out for this TV time. He looked absolutely amazing. Tony Khan, I want to see him back on my TV, like literally next week, guys. This is definitely a really great match, worth the watch 100%. They do not let you down. Now after this, we have Orange Cassidy being interviewed. The new girl who's doing the interviews back there, I don't know her name. I don't even know when she started, but it's going to take some time to get used to her. Now, anyway, he's doing his little interview, and Chris Statlander has stopped him to say, hey, we got a parking lot fight or whatever. We need to go focus on that instead of answering questions or whatever. I don't know. I didn't care about this. Y'all know it's Orange Cassidy. I could care less. We had Roosh, of all people, to return to AEW. He has been posting for what seems like months about him and Drilistico, well, LFI in general, being ready to be back in AEW. And finally, Tony Khan has gotten the memo, and Roosh has returned. He went against Martin Stone, which is a local job or somebody they probably picked up for another show. Roosh looked absolutely great here, but this is a squash. I haven't seen Roosh in a really long time. He's an amazing wrestler, a former Ring of Honor world champion. I don't want to see him in squash matches. This guy is one of the best in your company, and you're putting him in the ring with nobody for what? I didn't like it. You already know Roosh won. Roosh continued to attack even after winning, and then he does his little pose in the ring, and he looks great. Absolutely great. However, I need to see better. Better, no squashes. I don't care for it. Now, we did hear from Serena Deeb doing her interview. Plain and simple, she wants a title from Toni Storm, and honestly, it's like, well, you sort of kind of said that on Wednesday, but we just didn't hear you because you're talking to the camera. You should have gotten on the microphone, cut a promo, whatever. I think that's the best case scenario for Serena Deeb. I don't know, whatever. I'm interested in seeing that match, and I do believe that with that match, Serena Deeb is going to have her very first loss since she's returned. There's no way she's winning the AEW Women's title at Double or Nothing. After this, we have ladies action. We had Toni Storm versus Anna Jay. Another great match here. Toni Storm is deep into this character. Like, she is way deep into it, and I absolutely love it. Luther and Mariah May, they're ringside. The way Luther just keep looking at Mariah May, he's like, I want this bitch out the group. I don't want her in here anymore. He absolutely does not like her at all. Now, this match is great. Toni Storm really shows how much she's really embodied this character. And even in the ring itself, even between the moves and everything, she's still in character. And I absolutely love that. Some wrestlers, they go in the ring and they kind of forget to keep that character playing. And, in terms of wrestling, you got to keep it going even at all times, even outside the ring. Speaking of outside the ring, y'all saw Tony Khan with the neck brace at the NFL draft, and I was just like, man, you earned some respect from me. I wish you would have been oohing and ahhing about your neck or whatever, but we'll get him next time. Now, anyway, great match. Obviously, Mariah May ringside being a distraction. However, Anna Jay has improved over the years, yes, but I'm not impressed. She can do so much more. Something about her is very two-dimensional for me. And it's like, I need you to just be more alive. Just give us more. Like, something's missing. She'll figure it out. It's not my job to figure it out. Our girl Toni obviously retains the title. This is great. I love her. After this, though, Chuck Taylor is sitting somewhere in the building, putting on his socks or whatever, and Orange Cassidy come over with his damn dog so he could pet the dog for good luck or whatever. And then he goes, you know what, Orange? I don't want no interference in this match. No matter what, don't come out. Let me do my thing. And I was like, well, big mistake, but I don't care about you making this big mistake. You get your ass whooped, and that's fine with me. Tag team action. Up next, Grizzled Young Vets. Yeah, you heard that right. Grizzled Young Vets in AEW. Are they signed or anything like that? I don't know. We didn't get that All Elite graphic, so I don't know. But they went against the Acclaimed. Lord have mercy. Very good match. Okay. And I was just like, oh, wait a minute. Why are they doing so good? I want the Acclaimed to be over already. In my opinion, what I thought was going to happen, Grizzled Young Vets come, whoop the Acclaimed's ass while Daddy Ass is ringside watching. And here we would have Grizzled Young Vets beat them, like a nice beat down. And then Max Caster would be upset and take his frustration out on Anthony Bowens. And Anthony Bowens defends himself. And then we don't see Max Caster for a while he's supposed to be suspended or some disciplinary shit that he should have had a long time ago, Tony Khan. And for whatever reason, the Acclaim won. And am I mad about it? I'm just mad that they have not separated that group. I do think that Anthony Bowens will be better off on his own. Max Caster is a fucking dickhead. I'm over it. They ended up winning, but this was a really great match for the Grizzled Young Vets to come to AEW and have. I think they look absolutely amazing. I just feel like the wrong team won. Now up next, we have Shibata doing an interview. Well, more like a translator doing an interview. And they asked him about him challenging Chris Jericho for the FTW Championship on Dynamite. And honestly, I'm just like, why are we doing this? I have no clue. I would love to see Shibata whoop his ass. I don't want to see Shibata lose to Chris Jericho. He's a better wrestler than Chris Jericho right now. I don't know what that's all about, but he's in the ring. He's getting paid. I guess that's fine with me. Anyway, here comes Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia and Shibata are teaming up for the Rampage main event, which is against STP. And Shibata says, save the last dance for me on his translator. Whatever. I don't know. Main event. An amazing, amazing main event. Definitely one of the best main events that they've had in a long time. Swerve Strickland versus Claudio Castagnoli. I didn't really have necessarily high expectations about this. This match was absolutely better than Swerve's match with Kyle Fletcher. What we saw in the match with Swerve and Claudio was what I was expecting with Swerve and Fletcher. But like I said, they were really, really tired. I'm really sure these guys have been tired out. But this time, oh man, Claudio really gives Swerve a great match here to really help elevate Swerve look like that champion that he's supposed to look like. And this is like, he was the perfect opponent for him. I kind of wish this was the match that would have taken place on Dynamite, because they were so strong in this. And there were times here where I'm just like, I know they're not going to take the title off of Swerve. Not this quick. However, Claudio, in my opinion, performed so well where it was just like, I want to see this title on Claudio at some point. Like, there's no way he's going to put them boots away and never have this title. He just looked like a fucking star. I don't care what anybody say about Claudio being WWE guy, whatever. He is enjoying his time in AEW, and he's doing an amazing job, especially by helping make sure that the champion looks great in the ring. Really enjoyed this match. Claudio gave his all here to Swerve, and it was amazing. And man, no complaints about this whatsoever. If you missed this, go ahead and check it out. It was absolutely damn near perfect. Swerve obviously takes the win to retain the title here. I don't know who his next opponent is going to be, what the next storyline for Swerve is going to be, but this match right here should put everybody on notice that he's a fucking champion and he's amazing. So all y'all back there who's looking to get your hands on this title, y'all need to make sure that y'all watch this match and see who the hell it is that y'all going up against. This was way better, a million times better than the match that Swerve had with Joe at Dynasty. Now, let's talk about Rampage. Y'all, Rampage parking lot fight. Now, the parking lot thing had to have been filmed not today, some other time, or at least not live. I don't believe it was live at all. And that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Chuck, who has not been in the ring since God knows when, goes into a parking lot fight with Trent Beretta. This is very reminiscent of the last parking lot fight, which was the Best Friends versus BCC. But this time it's two friends going at it. And they're using all these perfectly fine looking cars to me and destroying them and using all types of light bulbs and weak ass dry walls and all this stuff. Like, it was interesting, but maybe I wasn't as interested. I think I was just more interested to see what Trent Beretta was going to do, because Trent is heel now and he really needs to focus on tapping into that heel energy and giving aggression, which I think he's been lacking these past few times that we've seen him. The aggression is lacking. He really needs to be way more aggressive in the ring to really sell being a heel. Stop running away from Orange Cassidy and them. Like, they're not going to do anything to you, Trent Beretta. If you're a heel, stick to that and just keep that going. Really great match. I did enjoy it. And I just thought, well, I mean, it could have been a little bit better, but it was great. Everybody bleeding, busted open all over the place. Trent Beretta ends up taking the win here. And Orange Cassidy and, what's her name? Statlander come out literally like immediately as if they were standing behind the camera. And they go and they're trying to stop the whole thing from happening. They don't want nothing else to happen. The match is over. Trent should go. Trent takes some like wrench or whatever and so-called busted what's his name, Chuck Taylor's leg onto the car window, when really all he did was hit the car window and his leg was just in the way. So it looked like he hit his leg, but we all know that didn't happen. And now he falls off the car and he's like, oh, my leg. Chris is laid out. Statlander and Orange Cassidy, they're tending to him and the referee, and it looks like Orange Cassidy want to fight him, but Statlander is holding back and saying, hey, let's focus on our crippled friend here. And Orange Cassidy and them focus on him while Trent Beretta just leaves out the shadows. Now, it took a little bit for me to realize that the people who are watching the parking lot match are like other wrestlers and those fake ass security guards, all those people that we normally see. Like, there wasn't actual fans there. Well, at least I don't believe there were any. Everybody there pretty much were wrestlers, and I thought that was really funny that when you really pay attention, it's just all the people that we know and love that's just watching, and they're booing and all this stuff, which made the whole thing a little bit more fun. And you know what? The match, it was alright. So lately, we've been having issues with Thunder Rosa, Deonna Purrazzo, and they finally have a match to duke this all out. However, the match was great. Loved it. But what really surprised me was after the match, Thunder Rosa ends up taking the win with a roll-up. And you know what? If I was Deonna, I would be mad about it too. Deanna turns full heel and attack this bitch. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Now, am I shocked about her going heel? Not really. They've been, arguing and getting into little scuffles or whatever. But this time to really see Deanna just being so fucking over it and ends up putting her hands on Thunder Rosa was very interesting. She attacked her even on that scary ass stage that they had for Daly's place. And I kept thinking, girls, please don't throw each other off of this. This is way too high to be throwing anybody off. And just when them, fighting after the match was really, really interesting. Here comes the referees, separating them. And I'm just like, oh, please let them fight. This is actually interesting. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I think they're working up their way from giving... Well, you know what? Never mind. I still wanted that triple threat match. I really did. With Deanna, Thunder Rosa, and our champion, Toni Storm. But we are going to get Serena Deeb and, Toni for the pay-per-view. I guess. Up next, we had the Undisputed Kingdom doing an interview. I don't care what they were saying at this point. I'm over it. I was a little bit more into what was happening with Deanna and Thunder Rosa. But Roderick Strong calls him the Messiah of the Backbreaker. That's very nice to know. I'll write that down. Now, we did have Big Bill versus Trevor Blackwell, which looked like somebody literally picked up from the parking lot and said, hey, you want me a couple $100? Get in the ring with Big Bill. This was a squash. This literally was nothing. If anything, a little warm up for Big Bill. Big Bill, Lord have mercy, that body is... He looks amazing, absolutely amazing. Throughout the match, if you want to call it that, he kept calling for the attention of Chris Jericho. Look at me, Chris Jericho. Look at what I'm doing. Look at me. And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is this? And then we see Chris Jericho, who's back there with the FTW title on his chest with a lion hook shirt on. And I'm just like, bro, let the shit go. Hook don't want a damn thing to do with you. This right here is supposed to be workplace harassment at this point, right? What Chris Jericho's doing with Hook? I think so. Now, the whole time, like I said, Big Bill is just looking for the attention of Chris Jericho, which is fucking cringy to me. He ends up winning this, and nothing really happened. Nothing at all. Whatever. Let's move on to the main event. Shibata, Daniel Garcia versus STP. And, Shibata and Daniel Garcia are matching because Daniel Garcia, who I've been saying for the longest, go back to the fucking black trunks. He went back to wearing the black trunks so he could match with Shibata. And honestly, I think it's a better look for him. But Daniel, you need to go to the gym. Get a little bit of something. You need something. Anyway, I really couldn't get into this match, and I'll just be real. The predictability of knowing that STP is going to lose the second you heard about this match is killing me. It's just like, Tony Khan, why are we going back to this? Why are we doing this predictable stuff where it's just like, you already know who's going to win the second you hear about the match? And it's like, it really puts a damper on things. Everybody on the chat for the watch along was just like, we already know what's going to happen. Why should we even care? And I agree. I love Shibata. You guys know I love Shibata. Daniel Garcia, yeah. But it's just like, so you mean to tell me that this group is going to come out and lose every single time? Every single time. And they're really an amazing team. And for whatever reason, they're just there to help the AEW favorites, the top guys, look good. But it's just like, well, they look good too. People actually want to see those guys win. And it's at that point where it's like, for me, I love heels more than baby faces. But does being a heel mean that you have to be a loser? I don't think so. I just don't understand what it is with them booking certain people to lose every single time. And I mean by a miracle, and I don't even believe in miracles, that if they win, that it would be a roll-up, they would have to cheat or something like that, where it's just like they can't, if they were to get a win, not even something clean. I don't know what that is. Tony Khan, fix it. Now, the show, like I said, it was not bad. 3 hours of wrestling on a Saturday night. Don't bother me. It's not like I had somewhere to go anywhere. And that match with from Collision, most of those match was great. Rampage, we could have did without you, but, it was what it was. And I want to say this. Tony Khan, after Rampage was filmed, he is out there with Daniel Garcia doing that little Daniel Garcia dance, and I'm looking at it. This dude is with the neck brace still, so I applaud you for keeping that on at least. But what is going on with that hip action that you're doing? You don't have no rhythm at all, Tony Khan. Like, oh my God, it's just freaking, it's like a horror show. So if you didn't see it, you might not want to see it. Tony Khan is not a great dancer, not a great booker either, but he's trying. I can give him that. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back on Tuesday with a review on Dark Side of the Ring. And then Wednesday, we'll back for a watch along and the review of Dynamite. See you guys then. Bye.